Last night was the first semi-final matchup. France eliminated Spain in the final slot. One more place to go. It is not over. When it comes to the World Cup dream, it's over for France, but the games are far from over. They still have a third and fourth place match to play. But for Spain, it is a chance. One hand literally on that trophy. And they feel, considering what they did last night against the French, that they could be favorite coming into this one. However, they'll be looking at the game which is coming up next. England up against Argentina. Two teams that are looking to, well, make a statement and dominate. Argentina, they're just looking to defend a trophy which they won last time out. It's a different beast altogether. For England, well, they haven't been here in quite some time where they are actually one of the favorites to go into the finals. No more about the hype. It's actually a reality. The question is, do they come into this one as favorites? We'll get into the nitty-gritties a bit later on. Right now, let me introduce the boys and get their thoughts of what transpired yesterday. Start off with you, Brian Tuka.
Well, I'm still in awe of what I watched yesterday. A proper football masterclass. And listen, Spain made France look like Kenya. No, sorry. Kenya has got Coach Bodo, so Uganda. Let me use Uganda.
That's a better example.
No, but I'll be very honest with you. I could not believe what I was watching, how good they were. And many people might blame France. Definitely will take the blame because that's how big they are. But I think what the Spanish showed is when you teach technique, it can supersede anything in football. Because that's what we saw yesterday. I don't think they were stronger. I don't think they were faster than France. But all they did was show how good they are technically. And when I say technically, is how well you need to keep the ball, and the power of keeping the ball in a game of football is what we saw yesterday. And if there's anybody who had doubts about Rodri being the best player and winning the Ballon d'Or, I think they got the answer yesterday. Why he won the Ballon d'Or and why he's one of the best in the world. It was a joy to watch. I started the game thinking France should be able to walk past this Spanish team. I always felt the Spanish had a slight chance because of possession, because of how good they are in terms of possessing the game. I didn't think they were going to do what they did against the French. And it's not that they were utterly dominant in terms of offensive football, that they are going at France, creating a zillion chances. All they were playing was control the game. We take the lead, keep our lead, defend well, keep the ball, don't waste possession. And that's what we saw. It was beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch indeed. Technically more gifted, this Spain side, than France. Pound for pound, the players, no discussion. France had the better players, but as a team that work, the Spaniards walked away with that one. And I get what Tuka is saying. They were technically more gifted. But also the game approach was something to marvel at. Del Fuente was brilliant in how he set up. The counter press, as soon as he lost the ball, Mbappe had little to no breathing space before getting the ball and making a pass. They snuffled him out.
Yeah, I was in utter shock, just like Brian, watching the proceedings. And I struggled to see where the French were going to get their goals from. And one of the reasons is what you've just stated. There was no breathing space from Kylian Mbappe. He kept on trying to drift, either to go to the left or to the right, as he has been doing in other matches. And while he has been getting the space that he probably needed in those particular matches, yesterday he just couldn't find those particular spaces because everywhere he tried to drift, there were Spaniards that were swarming him from all directions. So there's very little he could have done. I think the mobility of the Spaniards yesterday carried the day. Every time a Spanish player had the ball, he had 3 or even 4, passing options, and that made life very difficult for the French. They just couldn't keep up with the tempo. They could not keep up with the intensity. They could not keep up with the rotations that the Spanish players, were employing on the pitch. They struggled with that. Every time they were trying to counter the numerical advantage that the Spanish players were creating, the ball was being switched over to the other side, and in that moment there was what we call qualitative superiority. It's Digne versus one of the most lethal offensive in Lamine Yamal, and we all saw what Lamine Yamal can do in those particular scenarios. So I think the Spanish got the They did their homework really, really well. They knew that once we deny these particular players, a few players, 3 players, the space, then this French team is not going to tick, because Olise did not have any breathing space yesterday. He has been dictating, the terms for this French side. He's been creating the opportunities for them. He's been driving them forward with his amazing dribbling skills. But yesterday, he struggled to even control the ball. He struggled to pass the ball. He struggled to dribble the ball. And it just goes to show that at times it doesn't matter how good you are as an individual if you're up against a good team, because that's what I saw yesterday. I saw one good team versus a couple of good individuals, and it just shows that in football, being a team sport, a team will always carry the day over any sort of individuals that come against them.
But